1. Communication, miscommunication. The Last Letter, Hank Snow, released 1951. Available on The Thesaurus Transcriptions, Bear Family, 1991. Letters Don't Count, The Naz, Naz. Screen Gems, Columbia, 1969. Your picture says remember, though your letter says forget. Frederick Rose, Edison Gold Molded Record, 1908. I've got to get a message to you. The Bee Gees, Idea, Atco, 1968. Got to get a message to you. Swamp Dogg, released 1970. Available on Total Destruction to Your Mind, Rat On, Charlie, 1991. I Got to Get a Message to You. Tim Rose, released 1970. Available on Tim Rose, Love, A Kind of Hate Story, RPM, 2000. Communication, Bobby Womack, Communication. United Artists, 1971. A book about writing and pop music should start with the thing that's exactly midway between them, the letter. I don't mean the alphabet. I mean correspondence. I used to send lots of letters. In college, I had a girlfriend who went to another school, and sometimes each of us would mail 3 or 4 of them a day. The internet did not exist back then, and we scooped food from stone bowls with our hands. As soon as email came along, though, things really took off, letter-wise. The problem wasn't sending messages, not anymore. Rather, it was finding someone who was willing to get those messages and give the same back at a clip. The problem wasn't finding a way of corresponding. The problem was finding someone who corresponds to you. It may seem that these issues are important only when it comes to love letters. It's not. It's true that The Last Letter, 1951, by the great Canadian country singer Hank Snow, describes an eloquent, bitter, all too forthright communique that doesn't, as the last line tells us, hit its mark. And it's also true that the Naz and its frontman, Todd Rundgren, better known for his long and willfully eclectic solo career, it continues to this day, turns a dopey pun into a beautiful piece of pop philosophy. And the composition that Frederick Rose wrote 1,000,000 years ago, in 1908, elevates a B-list song with an A-list title. Back in college, we didn't send pictures. We just sent letters. These days, pictures are sent with an even more alarming regularity than letters. Different writers, different singers, different eras. But underneath the surface, all these songs are about messages. They're not message songs like For What It's Worth, 1966, or Fortunate Son, 1969, or We Gotta Bust Out of the Ghetto, 1970, or 1,000,000 Bottle Bags, 1991, but rather songs about the process of trying to reach out and communicate with another person, of sending up a flare and waiting for a response. And though there are probably 1,000,000 places to start, there's really only one. I've Got to Get a Message to You, 1968. I should begin by stipulating that this song has a story. The main character is condemned to die, and he's desperate to tell his wife that he's sorry and that he loves her. We know this because Robin Gibb has said that's what the song is about, and he co-wrote it for the Bee Gees. This death row what a brother Gibb know plotline, though, is among the worst things about the song. For starters, it results in some laughably bad lyrics, which sometimes happens with the Gibbs. It's only her love that keeps me wearing this dirt. Dirt aside, I like to think of it as something more epistolary and epistemological, a song about the urgency and imprecision of communication. Partly it's because there is something interesting about the syntax. The man in the song is not saying, I've got to get a message to her. He's saying, to you. This seems to be an internal monologue. He's talking to that part of her that is alive inside of him. The alternative is paradoxical. If his wife hears the song, or any part of it, then she has, in fact, received a message from him. In that case, he might as well say what he wants to say, instead of just saying that he has a message. It's like sending a telegram that says, I'm trying to send you a telegram. And given his precarious state, even if she hears the song, she is certainly hearing it after his execution. There's an issue here not only of the man's death, but also of his death as an author. I'm not saying that my logic is flawless, only that the song's logic is flawed. So why is it so hard to get a message to, or through to, someone else? Why is it so difficult to be heard, let alone understood? One of the problems is that most forms of expression are insufficient. There's the famous Gustave Flaubert passage in which he decries the